Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another bi-weekly update on Stars of Akarios. Really glad that you can join us. Today, I just want to run through a couple things that we've been working on. I hope you're having a good summer so far. I guess, well, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. Today, I want to talk about three things. The story, just maybe some snippets on the story. Just an update on just a little piece of artwork, and what's the other thing? Oh, and a little update on the app. We've been doing some graphic design on the app, so I want to just share and talk about that a little bit. And if you'd like, as always, feel free to comment on this video, and we'll get to any questions as they come out. Otherwise, hope you're doing well. So, Stars of Akarios, it takes place over 3 acts. There's a prologue in there as well. And prologue's kind of like a tutorial, and that's what we revealed to the Kickstarter, to the different reviewers. And it wasn't actually the final version either. So that's been reworked, and we have then Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Each of the acts has a different feel, and there's some very interesting story beats, and then it kind of culminates in Act 3. And so today, we actually just finished a meeting with the writing team where we talked through some of the specifics on Act 2, and there's just some really neat things that I'm looking forward to people playing them. Having experiences, kind of talking about the choices that they've made throughout it. Act 2, one of the main, you're kind of dealing with a lot of the Tekochka race, but then there's also this kind of cool story moment, that I think is unique in board games, and so I'm really excited to see what you all think when you get the game. I believe that the story is going to have... The story's going to be good, and it's going to be meaningful, and there's going to be kind of moments of impact throughout, which I know board games are capable of, and I know some have done it, but I feel like you're going to be rewarded throughout Akarios and the journey you have. So yeah, just kind of a little update on that. We're really excited about what we've been doing, but where we've been going with that. All right, and then let me just talk you through some of the artwork. So this is Starla. This is kind of the redo of Starla, and love what Dan, our artist, has done with this. But he sent me back I guess a finished version of Starla. So this is the old one. This is the new one. Okay, old, new. Pretty big difference. The main difference is there's some detail in the armor here that is different, right? It's just kind of a little bit more polished version, a little bit more grungy. This old Starlight is kind of like brand new armor. We have like a little battle worn, but I think the biggest difference is actually in the face itself. Real big difference there. So I love the new direction of this one. We're gonna have quite a bit more kind of show up throughout, but love the new direction. I think it's really, really neat. Cool. And let's just chat briefly a little bit about the app. So here we have here we have the kind of our tentative home screen for the app. And maybe before I go, yeah, Matt Gorman is talking about the story. Yeah, Matt, it's really important for us to get the story right. The gameplay, I think, has the foundations, and there's lots of cool stuff for upgrading and pilots and unlocking abilities. But really, at the end of the day, it's the story that kind of brings everything together. And so we're really kind of going through the motions and going through the paces and the work of drafting and redrafting. And so I'm thankful that we have a team that's dedicated to that and really putting out some good content right now. So here we have the Akarios app, and kind of a fun home screen. You'll notice that we have 3 main areas. We have the story, the Akarios story. the community stories and creation kit. So we've talked about each of these before when we've been talking about the app. The Akarios story is what ships with the game, and this is kind of the scenario book in app form, where you can go through the different scenarios. There will be narration, English narration on it, including the setup instructions. So that's all in the story. And then the community stories, actually here, before we go to community stories, I have another page to show you. This is all this is still in draft. We're figuring out kind of how to structure the act itself, right? So you pull up the prologue. It's like, okay, do I want to, which scenario do I go to? Same thing with Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. You have all these kind of different options, and it kind of just groups it together because there's going to be a distinct end at each act, and so you can't go back to Act 1 if you've already completed it. And then some of these are kind of main quests, some of them are side quests, but they're all kind of right there. You can kind of click on and go from there, including kind of your main screens. And so that's a lot of the story itself. And there'll be more to show, but I just kind of want to give you an update on the progress of this stuff. And then on community stories, still kind of working through what way we want to present and show. Kind of initially, I'm leaning towards like a Steam-esque idea where people can thumb up or thumb down scenarios that they like, and then we can kind of get an average and show what's trending, show the top scenarios. Then you're also able to search for scenarios. But people are going to be able to build kind of one-off scenarios with their own rule sets if they like, or they can kind of stick with the rule sets, build the story, do the actual kind of creation of the scenarios themselves. And then they can also group together scenarios that they've made into kind of a campaign. It could be a mini campaign, it could be a long campaign. It's really up to the creator. And that all takes place in the creation kit. And so the creation kit, the goal is for this to be tied to your account. And so when you start the creation kit, you'll be prompted to create an account, and then everything that you do is kind of saved and tied to you. And it doesn't get shared automatically, but then when you go to community stories, you can submit a story that you've made in your creation kit, and maybe that was either a scenario or a whole campaign, kind of a grouping of scenarios, and then that will be in the community stories. And so we're hoping for lots of cool custom content, and so we have kind of the main story of the Akarios story, and then we have all the community stories that can be created there. And then we have kind of really it's kind of limitless potential as far as what you want to do. You can upload some of your own documents as well. Maybe you have a different rule set or some unique cards that enemies use or whatever it may be. We want you to be able to do that. And this is going to be a progress and something new, right? Where we're introducing people able to kind of make their own stuff, their custom games. I'm not familiar with any board games that kind of have a centralized app where people are allowed to share their work and go from there. But yeah, I think it's going to be really neat. Honestly, it kind of increases, right? We're giving you this kind of toolbox toolkit sandbox of a ton of cool miniatures, a lot of neat mechanics, upgrade cards, all the different stuff. And then we're saying, hey, play the main story, which is going to be a nice good chunk of gameplay, but then you don't have to just shelf the game. You can tap into your own creative mind and make your own sessions, your own stories, your own role-playing campaigns for your friends. And maybe you just want to toss out the whole gameplay scenario and our content, and you want to do your own thing. Maybe it's like a straight up D&D style setting, but sci-fi, using our ships, using maybe some of our content, our enemies, right? Like you can do that. There's going to be nothing stopping you. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how the creation kit grows, and people use everything and grow with it. Matt's asking, will the app sync with a browser-based development tool? Might be easier to design on a PC. That said, I obviously haven't seen the app. Hey Matt, yeah, we're aiming to code this. I think, I'm not sure on the specifics, but I think we're aiming to do it with HTML5. And if that's the case, we can use. We'll be able to switch between app-based and like browser app-based really easily, because then you can create it on your computer or create it on the app itself. And whether it's maybe your iPad or your phone or your Android, whatever it is. So yeah, that's gonna be what we're aiming for, and it's gonna be obviously any app, any kind of that kind of stuff. There's gonna be bugs and betas and stuff to work through, but we're hoping and optimistic that we can get there. I guess another piece I haven't really talked about a whole lot, which we're still aiming to do, is kind of the extension of the Akarios story, and these are like the seasons that we want to offer. And this takes the main story and it either furthers the main story or has the opportunity to maybe do a branching narrative, a side quest, side arcs on the story. But this is like content that we've made and that we're gonna reveal, and still not sure how we're gonna distribute it. Whether it will be like a small subscription fee, or you can kind of buy a season's pass or something like that. And it's completely optional, right? It's just kind of like an expansion, a digital expansion that will come. So that's kind of where we're at with the Akarios app. We have a team that is ready to go, and they've estimated a couple months of coding, and which means we're on pace. Right now, our aim is to kind of get a pixel perfect version of the game itself. Sorry, of the app itself, so that we hand it off to the coders and they take it and they run with it. Yeah, I guess what else? Let me just. There's one other thing I want to show. Well, no, I guess I have revealed the kind of our new setup style. So I've been making a lot of scenarios. It's been great. It's been nice and kind of simple with our new format. Woohoo! Whoops. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking for. There we go. Okay, great. You guys accidentally saw my dinner. Well, hey, that's everything that I wanted to talk to you about. Great progress on the story, on the artwork, and the app. Things are going, and thanks for tuning into the Akarios journey. If you have any questions, feel free to just post them here. Post them in our group, Facebook group. We'll get to it. And other than that, I hope you have a great weekend. I'm signing off. All right, take care.